S-mount armbar. I want to start everything off the same way I do for my cross collar choke. I'm going to open his lapel, I'm going to pull the slack out, I'm going to go thumb inside, I'm going to go all the way knuckles to the floor. When this happens, like I mentioned before, your partner's going to grab your arm almost immediately. It helps stop some of the chokes. It's going to be their first reaction when they go to bridge and roll. So what we want to do is we're going to take advantage of that. For the X choke, we swam inside of this arm. For the arm bar, I want to try and move this arm as much as I can across his center line. Now, depending on how tight he's gripping, how strong he is, and how adept his timing is, his arm might not move that much. I need to put my shoulder behind his elbow. So whatever territory I eat up with this pop to the back of the elbow is going to be assisted by my shoulder. So if I only move it a little bit, then I have to move my shoulder farther away. If I move it successfully really far, I don't have to move as much. So you'll have to play with that. I get my shoulder behind his elbow, I post this hand on the floor, and now I'm going to use my upper body to start to steamroll my partner's arm across their face. As I do this, I want to slide my knee up to their head. I want it over the top of his head, not by his ear, not by his shoulder. I have a free hand now. This leg is stretched. I take this hand, my free one, I pull his arm up towards me to open up this space. Now I want to take my heel and windshield wiper all the way until I touch the back of his shoulder. Now I'm going to bring my heel as tight as I can towards my knee, and I have my S-mount configuration. What I can do now with this free arm is I want to try to attack the arm that I'm arm locking. That's the one that's closest to my belt knot. His elbow should be right on my belt knot. Most of the time, their arms will be crossed like this. They're thinking about defending the arm lock. I want to go over the top of this arm and around his wrist. I go all the way to the elbow, and I grab my own lapel. Close your elbow very tight. Once I have the grips that I like here, I can take my hand out of the collar. I'm going to grab my partner's knee, put it on the floor. I'm going to bring my head towards my hand to make my leg light. Step over his head, and I'm going to sit back, pulling my heels towards my bottom, pinching my knees together, and bringing my head slightly towards my hips to finish the arm. Take the slack away from the collar, thumb in, knuckles to the ground, partner re-grabs. You're going to make your hand into a C, hit them right at the bottom of the tricep. My shoulder goes to take whatever space I need to get it back there. My hand comes to the floor, I drive my chest forward, my knee slides, my heel goes to the floor, my toes point up on my opposite leg. My free hand pulls his arm up. I windshield wiper this foot as tight as I can first. First I windshield wiper, then I curl. You'll have a much higher amount that way. I want to go over this arm, around this elbow, and grab my own lapel. Take my hand out of the collar, grab the knee, lean, step, sit. Pinch your knees, rock slightly towards their feet to finish.